Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Garcia, and I am a senior here at UTSA. Today, I'm going to be discussing a topic from Module 11 with y'all. In Module 11 of the text, the entire chapter goes over the cognitive dissonance theory. According to the text, cognitive dissonance is the incongruity among thoughts or mental elements. In addition, it can also be defined as a negative, unpleasant state that occurs whenever a person holds two cognitions that are psychologically inconsistent. For example, a few months ago, one of my friends recommended that I try a specific item at a restaurant we were going to. Normally, I would never go against his judgment when it comes to food, but this time was the exception. When I tried the item that he recommended, it had fell far below my expectations. This, in a nutshell, is kind of how cognitive dissonance works. My first idea that I had was that my buddy's recommendation was going to be good, because they normally are. But it turns out that his recommendation was not that great after all. To go more in depth, I wanted to talk more about dissonance in decision making specifically. As we learn through the text, it is only after the decision is made that someone experiences the particular stress known as dissonance. If you can revise your decision, you should have less dissonance within the decision you made. For this assignment, I wanted to use an experience from my personal life to show how dissonance and decision making tie into the cognitive dissonance theory. When I first came to UTSA, I wasn't very sure what I wanted to study. I felt like I had a lot of ideas of what might interest me, but I couldn't quite pinpoint what it was that I wanted to do as a career. Being that my dad is in the oil and gas field, he was an extremely huge advocate for me to pursue an engineering degree. My dad never got a degree from college, but he was lucky enough to get a job in the field that is pretty good. He always stressed to me how important college was, and therefore, he knew that if I was able to obtain a degree in the field, I could eventually have the opportunity to be more successful than him. Of course, I knew my dad was looking out for my best interests, so I decided to give it a try. For about the first year and a half here at UTSA, I was pursuing a mechanical engineering degree. Although I was doing okay in the classes at the time, I can honestly say that I did not really enjoy the field that I was studying. Mechanical engineering is something that requires a lot of numbers and math. Most people who know me would confidently say that I am not a math fan. At that point in my life, I had to take a step back and ask myself if I could see myself doing this kind of stuff as a full-time career. Although I knew that there were a lot of benefits of going into the field, such as the possibility of high salaries, etc., I just couldn't justify wanting to do that for a career. At that moment, I realized that I wasn't really meant to be in that field. When I decided to change my major to communications, I did so because I truly felt like it fit my personality the most and because I could see myself doing something in that field. In my opinion, the biggest challenge about changing my major was trying to tell my dad about my decision. Initially, I thought that my dad was going to be upset that I wasn't sticking with the engineering degree. However, I was relieved to find out that he was exactly the opposite. My father, being the supportive person he is, agreed that he felt that the communication degree route was something that could be really great for me as well. In conclusion, the dissonance that I once felt with my major was resolved because of a few things. For one, I changed my attitude about the direction I wanted to go with my degree and was content with the outcome. Lastly, I had the support from my father, and therefore there was no dissonance to even think about. Thank you.